On this episode of Rambler Sports Locker, our reporters break down sports news across the country, along with a Loyola women's basketball update.
All this and more coming up next.
Welcome back to this week's episode of Rambler Sports Locker. I'm Gabbi Lumma.
And I'm Andrea Barone.
As the season draws to a close after Super Bowl weekend, RSL reporter Chloe Morrissey recaps some of the biggest parts of the big game.
Football fans waved goodbye to their beloved season last weekend. The Los Angeles Rams beat the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20 in the Super Bowl 56. Many fans celebrated this exciting victory, but others were left believing the Rams' victory was not legitimate. Here is everything you need to know about Super Bowl 56, from the highlights to the controversies. The big game took place in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. It was only the second time in Super Bowl history that a team has played on their home field. The Rams scored the first touchdown of the game as quarterback Matthew Stafford found wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. in the end zone with a 17-yard pass on third down. In the second half, the Bengals were able to take their first lead of the night just 12 seconds into the third quarter. Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow hit T. Higgins with a 75-yard scoring pass. The Rams took back the lead with less than a minute and a half left in the game. Stafford was able to find wide receiver Cooper Kupp on 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Kupp was also named Super Bowl MVP for his 8 receptions for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. In the midst of the game, fans believe that there were several crucial missed calls that changed the course of the game. Many fans believe Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins should have received a penalty for grabbing Rams cornerback Jalen Ramsey's face mask at the start of the third quarter. There is speculation that the refs also missed defensive end Aaron Donald being offsides on the last play of the Bengals drive. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Chloe Morrissey.
Thanks, Chloe.
112 million people watched the LA Rams defeat the Cincinnati Bengals last Sunday. RSL reporter Amelia Villhauer tells us about our favorite part, the Super Bowl commercials.
All right, we've had a lot of talk about sports, but let's focus on the other most important part of every Super Bowl, the commercials. Let's break down the top 5 commercials of 2022. First up, we had the comeback queen Lindsay Lohan in a commercial for Planet Fitness. Many people complimented the actress for showing off a healthy lifestyle. The commercial even poked fun at some of Lohan's past scandals by showing her bedazzling an ankle bracelet. If there's any way to show off a glow-up, it's at the Super Bowl. Next, we had the Zeus and Hera BMW commercial that included Arnold Schwarzenegger as a retired Zeus going through a midlife crisis. If audiences didn't think it could get better than that, Salma Hayek played his wife. Watching these two drive along singing to Electric Avenue by Eddie Grant was an iconic way to end the commercial. For third place, we had the ad for the Google Pixel 6 that had a strong message of inclusivity as the new phone focuses on a camera that captures black skin tones better. To tie it together, they had Lizzo singing a new song in the background and even featured a photo of her at the end. For the runner-up, Salesforce came through with a strong message about the billionaire space race. In the ad, Matthew McConaughey delivered the message, quote, "While the others look to the metaverse and Mars, let's stay here and restore ours," end quote. It's a powerful message about environmental awareness. And at number 1, we had the reunion of a beautiful bromance of Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd in a commercial for Lay's potato chips. Golden Memories featured the two men reminiscing back on their years of friendship and memories. There were scenes of road trips, moving in together, and even one crazy plane ride. We love to see a commercial simply dedicated to a beautiful friendship. And there we have it, another year of great commercials in the books. From the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Amelia Villhauer.
Thanks, Amelia.
In other world sports news, the second week of the Winter Olympics is heating up as athletes move into the last days of the Games. Here with an Olympic update is RSL reporter Abbey Sileo.
The 2022 Winter Olympics are coming to an end this Sunday. As many events draw to a close, more medals, milestones, and controversies have come to light. I'm here to break down some highlights from the past few days. Team USA's Erin Jackson made history in the women's 500-meter speed skating event on Sunday. After not qualifying at the Olympic trials, teammate Brittany Bowe gave up her spot so that Jackson can compete in Beijing. This paid off, as she won the USA's first speed skating gold since 1994 with a time of 37.4 seconds. Not only is she the first black woman to win gold in speed skating, but is the first to ever win an individual Winter Olympic gold medal. Sadly, another notable U.S. team was not able to secure gold. The U.S. women's hockey team lost the gold medal game against Team Canada 3-2 Wednesday night. This rematch comes after Team USA's memorable gold medal victory in a shootout against Canada at the 2018 Games. The defending champs fell behind Canada 3-0 by the middle of the second period. Despite late goals from forwards Hillary Knight and Amanda Kessel, the U.S. couldn't complete the comeback. Canada's victory marks the end of their undefeated Beijing run and their 5th Olympic gold since women's hockey was added in 1998. Another, more controversial story is developing on Olympic ice. 15-year-old Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva tested positive for a banned heart medication considered a performance-enhancing drug. Before this news broke, Valieva was a favorite to win in her categories. During the team event Monday, she became the first woman to land a quadruple jump at the Olympics. Valieva was suspended by the Russian anti-doping agency shortly after the team event. However, the International Olympic Committee appealed their decision and the suspension was lifted. Earlier today, Valieva competed in the women's individual event, where she placed 4th after falling during her free skate performance. This event will continue to spark important discussions over fairness and accountability in Olympic sports. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Abbey Sileo.
Thanks, Abby.
The MLB is in the midst of its longest lockout since 1994. With all the details is RSL reporter Mary Plankey.
Spring training was supposed to start this week for pitchers and catchers, but Major League Baseball is still in a lockout, leaving the start of the 2022 season at a standstill. The lockout started December 2nd after the current collective bargaining agreement expired. Owners imposed the lockout in hopes of putting pressure on the players' union to negotiate a new agreement. In recent meetings, owners and players could not reach a deal on any of the proposed solutions for a new CBA. Owners want an extended playoff season, something that would bring a big payday to their pockets. A few demand players want to negotiate are certain protections for prospects in the minor league, new guidelines for free agency, and protections of salaries of young players. Players also want a longer playoff season, but are worried that the increase of revenue will allow owners to spend less on their players. The current lockout at 78 days is the second longest the MLB has experienced. The longest is the 1994-95 lockout, lasting 232 days. Owners and players are expected to meet this week to see if a deal can be reached. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Mary Plankey. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Mary.
The Loyola men's basketball regular season is nearing its end with only 4 games left, 2 of them at home. The Ramblers brought home their 20th win of the season on February 16th in their second faceoff against Valparaiso. The win keeps them in the number 1 spot in the Missouri Valley Conference, a key spot to be in as Arch Madness is approaching quickly. The Ramblers return to Gentile Arena for their second-to-last home game of the season on Saturday, February 19th to face Drake University.
The 5th-ranked Loyola women's basketball team will head out to their final road games starting this Friday. The Ramblers take on Indiana State at Holman Center to finish off their regular season series against the Sycamores. They then head out south to face off against the 9th-ranked Evansville Purple Aces. With just a few games left in the regular season, the Ramblers still have a chance to win the Valley Championship. Here with more is Kihmm.
With just 5 games remaining for the Loyola women's basketball team, the team is ready to shift it into gear for the remainder of the season. Last Tuesday, the Ramblers took care of business against the Indiana State Sycamores, beating them 64-40. The team was led by sophomore guard Maya Chandler, scoring 19 points for the Ramblers. Loyola was able to keep its momentum by taking control of the game late in the third quarter. The Ramblers finished the game with almost a 50% shooting percentage for their 10th home win. The Ramblers rank 5th in the Missouri Valley Conference and lead Indiana State by half a game. They're in a close competition with Valparaiso for seeding 5th through 7th for the MVC tournament. Loyola will be on the road for a bit, starting with a rematch against the Sycamores this Friday, February 18th. The team faces Evansville and Valparaiso next and will finish their regular season at home, March 5th against the Missouri State Bears. They still have a chance to shoot their shot at the Valley Championship in Moline, Illinois for a chance to win the championship. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Kihmm.